do a job and you clean up and you actually feel like you've left the place tidier than it was when you turned up. Good morning. We're currently, well, it's probably going to be the night time when you watch this, so grab yourself a cup of coffee or tea and sit down and relax and enjoy, and I'll do the hard work. We just sat outside a well-known fast food establishment, just picked up a coffee. A job's round the corner, so we've not got far to go, sort of 5 minutes. It's taken me 20 minutes to get here, so it's a nice one today. It's not far from home. So we got a bit of trunking in the car, as you can see. We got some brake glasses, core points to do. A bit of containment above the ceiling, that's it. So let's go around the job, see if matey boy's there with the key, and let's crack on. I'm now at the job. A quick history of this job. Me and Andy, a chap that we're partners, if you like, we did a fire alarm system here. A client of ours said, do you want to do it? Yeah, we'll do that for you, mate, no problem. And subsequently someone wants 2 more core points on one of the it's not a loop, these are wired in radials on this one, which we've done. So they also want 2 more core points on 2 doors, which they actually forgot didn't exist. So that's what we're here to do today. So basically we put this fire alarm panel in, which now looks like they've covered with a coffee machine, which is nice. Dog's on the job. It's my little helper today. So this is the loop, not the loop, the radio I've got to do. We've got a brake glass here, one on that door. We've got to add, I actually forgot they had these, 1, 2. So I know I've got, my cable comes in, comes to this one, goes into that kitchen, back out and into the brake glass. This one here, and then into the brake glass in the kitchen. End of lines there. So what I'm going to do is pull a leg out of this head, back into there, and put onto my new 2 core points. First thing I'm going to do today is going to get a trunking drop here, with a box here, and a trunking drop there, with a box there. So let's crack on. I've had a little think, I'm actually going to mount this one on this wall, as long as it's within 1.5 meters of the emergency exit, that's fine. They're mounted off 120 off finished floor level, so here to top of box. And then this one here, I'm probably going to mount here, depending on the measurement. If not, it'll go this side of the door from 120 from that finished floor level. Okay, so all I'm doing, I've taken a measurement of my trunking that I need to do from the ceiling downwards, and now I'm just going to mark it on the trunking and cut the trunking. Just want to show you these cutters, what I use for my trunking rather than using a hacksaw, which makes a lot of mess. These are actually Rothenberger pipe cutters for what plumbers use, but they're awesome for cutting trunking and not making a mess. Right, before I fix the trunking up, another tool which I absolutely love is my laser level laser line. There's my mark there, but chuck your laser up and it saves you so much time marking out all this, trying to measure off walls and stuff. Put your spirit level up, literally chuck your laser up and gives you your straight lines. Just fixing my box up, just so you know, when you're fixing fire alarm cables in a plastic trunking, you must put those little metal straps inside the trunking, just to protect the cables if there's a fire, so then the cables don't hang off and the trunking all melts and doesn't hang off. I haven't got those today, but I have got some black banished strap which I'll fit inside, and I'll show you that next. Right, so this stuff is like metal, it's called black perforated fixing band. We call it bandy strap. All I've done is cut these sort of 4 holes long, and I'm going to fix that in there on the fixing, and then when I've put the 2 cables in, I'll bend that over just to give that sort of some sort of metal tie back, if you like. If you're doing any sort of wiring, these cable readers are essential if you're wiring, especially on your own. So I've now taken a row of ceiling tiles out, and as you can see before we got our cables, we bandy strap these up every there's a timber beam. So I've got to do the same. I've got ender line in that kitchen. I'm going to bring a leg out of there and wire it through the ceiling down to my new break glass there, and then loop over that break glass to that break glass over there. So let's crack on with that now. Yeah, and before anyone comments, I have only got my little steps today because I'm in the car. So if you've got any good van selection choices for me, give me a comment down below and I might get a van next. So cables are in, loop that one, where is it? There, it's got to go in there. I'm going to show you this now, put this in the bandy strap. I've then got to fix my other piece of trunking up there, and then we can strap all these cables up in the ceiling and get them contained and get all the ceiling back. Well, I just want to show you what I mean about these bandy strappings. So once you get focus, you get your cables in parallel, you can then put your strap over, flap it over, and it sits nice and snug in the trunking. Once you cut your little bit of ceiling out, get your cable strapped up and then put your tiles back. So I'm going to do that now. If you want to know any more about fire alarms, there's a guy I watch on YouTube called Dan. Dan's the engineer, Dan the engineer. I think he changed his name recently, I'm not sure. I'll put a link up now. So yeah, his channel's pretty good. I think he's a fire alarm engineer by trade. So if you want to know any more, just give him a message. Obviously, if you do go and check out Dan's channel, leave him a comment on one of his videos and just tell him that I sent you. CJR Shop sent you. Right, just a little tip from me when lidding mini trunking. Push your manufactured end up to the ceiling and then bring your end down to your box. Mark it where you want to cut it, and then when you've cut that, as much as you think that's going to be straight, it won't be as straight as that manufacturer's cut. So then flip the trunking over and make sure that you leave the manufacturer's cut this end and push your end up to the ceiling, because if you have cut it a little bit wonky, you won't see it up there. See, there you go, nice and tight lid onto your box, and then you put your cut end up that end. Right, I haven't filmed myself clipping the cables, but I'm just going to show you what I used, and I alternated these. So these are your P-clip, you just put that around the cable, and then you put a fixing, you screw a screw through there, that classes as your metal fixing, and then every other one I've just used a knock-on red clip, which you just knock on with your hammer into the timber. So like that, and then I've done that all the way along on my cable. Right, I'm now just second fixing these points. A little tip when doing this FP is quite sensitive cable, so just be careful with your cutters when doing it. You just ream them around gently, and then if you just really gently bend off, the actual sheathing on the front will snap, and then you can get rid of that. Same again. You can get rid of that. Okay, that's that one done. I've now got to go and kill the fire alarm panel, disconnect the batteries. I can then do all my connections with these cables, put the end of line resistor in that one over there, and then fire the system back up. Right, I've killed the panel on the fire alarm isolator here, which is actually a key switch now, which is a new reg. You don't just want to switch spur, you want to be able to, someone not to isolate that unless they've got the key. It then goes into fault because the power supply unit's gone, so then you just disconnect the terminal on the battery, and then the panel is then completely dead. I can now do my break-ins, liven all this back up and test them. The system we're using is called an alarm sense. I just want to show you these. This is a break glass. So normally in the olden days you smash this and the glass would have to get a new glass, but nowadays it's just plastic, so that little strip just drops down, and then you get your little reset tool. You put it up inside, down, and then to reset, click that back up. Boys, job done. Last but not least, get your tools away and let's get the hell out of here. Boys, job done. I'm back in the car now. I'm going to head to my next job. That's it for this video. If you found it interesting, give it a thumbs up and I'll see you on the next job.